Mireya here from Pink Pewter, and welcome to our Biz Talk. Today, I have Danielle Kiesling on, and I don't know if you guys have met her, but I met her about 2 years ago, and this is an artist that I admire and I get inspired with every day. And you know the reason why I get inspired and motivated with her? One, she's real, she's honest, and she does everything with passion. And she has succeeded in places that people would only dream about. She's a leader, and I'm going to introduce her to right now. Her name is Danielle Kiesling, and she's on right now, and she's going to tell you a little bit about herself. Come on, Danielle.
My goodness, you're so sweet. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me, Mireya. It's always a pleasure. When I first met you 2 years ago, we kind of clicked right away. And, I think I've always been attracted to your energy and your message. And I think that that's because you're also always coming from a place of authenticity. And that's super important, for me. It's super important for me. It was before all this happened, but it's really important for me now, just because everyone is feeling the same, going through a lot of the same emotions. And, some of the people like yourself and my girlfriend, Angela, and there's a bunch of artists that are getting on and doing these lives. It's really bringing the community together. And I appreciate you for doing that. And thank you for having me.
Well, I'm honored by having you here. And, I pick different artists and different brands and different people every day that have a message of being leaders, of giving guidance, of giving hope. And you're one of those people. And I'm very blessed for you to be here because I love you. You know that. But we are all going through some really, really tough times. I know I am, the world is. And a lot of people have a lot of doubt of what's going on tomorrow and how are we going to go back, or is it going to restart and everything? You're very blessed. You have reached goals that people dream about. And, Danielle, she works for Ulta, Great Lengths, and Matrix. What are you doing in these tough times to help people right now? Because I see you on social media and you're killing it, girlfriend. But what are you helping? I know you're inspiring people. What is your message of what you're doing?
Yeah. So, there's a couple different platforms that I'm constantly doing messages for right now, and they all speak to a little bit of a different person. So I think all in all, though, the message is that we're all in this together. And with Great Lengths, we're really trying to support. We have a lot of consumers on that platform, so we understand if you have extensions in your hair right now, it's kind of a scary time because we plan our extension applications down to the week. Like, we're so methodical about it. So the fear of the unknown of when and if it's going to damage your hair and how long can you leave them in, that's something that we're dealing with a lot with the extensions, and also with Ulta Beauty. We have an extension line at Ulta Beauty as well. So we get on there and we just try to be real and, understand that clients are going to have to do certain things in the interim. And, I'm going to be honest, guys, like, working with multiple brands and working with color companies and extension companies, I've seen a lot on social media lately in the last couple of weeks about, not coloring your hair at home and not cutting on your own hair and not removing extensions. And, the reality of it is yes, it's not a preferred thing as a hairdresser, but we have to be honest and real and support our clients and consumers. And, I'm a big advocate right now on getting on FaceTimes with guests in the salon and speaking with them where you can physically see them. And like, also you're building a connection with them via FaceTime that you can't do on the phone. And if they have questions or concerns, you're right there. It's like having a one-on-one consultation, and I can't stress that enough. And it's not just for the moment right now, but what I feel like as the government keeps pushing the time out a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, you know, panic's starting to set in, and panic on the consumer, on the client side, and then panic on the hairstylist side, because we couldn't plan for this, you know, and we have been all of a sudden immediately, a lot of us have just been shut down, and it's like, how do you feel when you come back from a week-long vacation? Like, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to take another vacation. This is like, this is not a vacation, right? This is like mandatory lockdowns everywhere. And we just got shut down like that. There was no pre-planning. There was no like organization. There was no time for that. So by doing FaceTimes while you have the time and setting up like that trust and assurance with your guest, it is also keeping you connected to them in this interim. Because what's going to happen when we all get to go back to work is that we're going to have a mad rush of everyone that needs to get in ASAP.
Crazy. It's going to be so crazy, because not only are you going to be back to back with customers, but you are going to be like, holy shit, I need to learn how to also sanitize all of my surroundings. And how are you going to keep those customers separated? Because now the new norm is, you know, we're going to not want people to touch each other, you know? So yeah, I these times are insane, Danielle, and insane. And I could just imagine a lot of these like kids that are going through this, because I know my daughter, for instance, she's 18 years old and she gets to stay home, and she doesn't understand why she can't go to the boyfriend and her friends. And I could just imagine, you know, all these younger kids not understanding this whole like situation, you know, with the virus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people like stylists that just graduated, beautiful, and are starting to work behind the chair. I mean, they haven't failed yet. Like, they haven't even gotten a taste of like failing, and they want to reach, you know, because I go to beauty schools a lot, and they want to reach the goals that you've gotten to. Like, what if you give that beauty school student that is like, oh, be Danielle, and, you know, do runways and do Naha and be on magazines? Any advice?
Yeah. You know, I get that all the time. I get a lot of people DMing me. I want to do what you do, or like, I'm fresh out of school, and, you know, I'd like to come assist you because I really want to do celebrities, or I really want, and I'm like, I mean, and I welcome the DMs, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a hand holder, and you have to work for it. I am 40 years old. I have been doing hair for 23 of those 40 years. And, thank God my mom gave me some good genes, and I do my Botox, and I try to keep up with my skin so I might not look 40, but it's been a lot of years that goes into getting into where I'm at. This did not happen overnight. I didn't get promoted to, you know, my first director's position until like 5 years ago. I mean, I worked a lot of years to get to that point, and I've never said no to opportunity. You know, that's the other thing. Like, I don't know how many times I've given opportunity to stylists that have reached out to me, and they don't take it. It's like they want it and they ask for it, and they're like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and they don't necessarily actually follow through. There's been a handful of people in the industry that, you know, I've invited to my personal house to, you know, do collaborations, or, you know, and I'm going to tell you, one of them was Jessica Scott, and she literally said, oh, let's do it. I'll book my plane ticket tonight. And she was like at my house, and I had never met the girl before, you know, and I admire that, because
I know her. I love her. She is hungry, and she's
hungry,
and she's She's going to be very powerful, that girl. She is
oh yeah,
really awesome. And you'll see her name right here. She is a powerhouse. That's another person that if
Yeah.
you're watching this, you should definitely watch. I mean,
She,
these young kids that are graduating, college or beauty school and going, behind the chair in the
yeah,
salon, you need to know that nothing comes easy. Everything is really hard. You're going to have to fail in order to succeed, because you need to learn how
yeah,
things work, and you have to
yeah.
understand everything that goes. Not too long ago, I ended up doing an ebook where I share my story in this ebook of how I started from nothing to going up to going down to going up and all over the place. I think at this time it's really good to read it. It's free, and it actually is going to change your mindset in a different way, especially in these hard times, because everybody needs to understand, how life is really all
Yeah.
about. It's not easy. And to get to the top is a lot of sacrifices.
And a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So I have also a lot of artists that I talk to, and they only dream of, one day being like you, like reaching the goals that you have. Any advice that you can give someone that is starting, that looks up to you?
Yeah, I mean, we've got so much going on. So this year I've partnered with Angela, from founder of Beyond the Ponytail. And, Angela and I met probably it wasn't too far in advance before I met you, Mireya. And we also just clicked. And, our passions are both mentorship and, really like celebrating the industry. And like, for me, I'm accomplished. And, if you want to, my advice for if you want to do what I do is just keep working hard and keep telling yourself you can do it, because I was not lucky and I wasn't in the right place at the right time. I worked my tail off to get where I'm at. But it's possible. You have to, if that's what you want, you have to stay focused and, practice goal setting and, keep checking off the list. But it is very important for me to, be at this point in my career now where I feel like I have accomplished. I'm always going to be that worker and accomplish more, but I feel satisfied with what I've accomplished. And I want to take this time now to really be there to mentor people, because I had mentors going through the industry as far as like skills, but I never really had business mentors, and I didn't really have people that I felt, like I can ask that person anything and everything, and they'll just be like super honest with me. And so what Angela and I bring to our Hair Biz and Beyond are two aspects. We have her celebrating the industry on a platform that was really created and grew by celebrating hairdressers and their work. And then my accolades, my coaching background and my mentoring background. And we said, how can we put this together and like really have a solid business out of this? And one of the things that I now we're talking online education, but at first we weren't, and the reason for that is because everything we do is customized. I have so many people that approach me all the time and say, if you ever need an assistant on set, if you ever need an assistant on, this fashion show or at New York Fashion Week, I'd love to just come. And I thought, that there are programs out there that teach you how to take photographs and do collections, but what we're trying to offer is where do you even start? We just launched in January and we had our first class ready to go. We have a beautiful location in New York City at the Main. It's like so phenomenal. We were selling tickets. And, we finally, like after a year of planning, we were like, all right, we're going. And then all of a sudden it came to a screeching halt and trickling down the, oh shit, ladder. And we finally had to just say, you know what, like it's out of our control. So for as frustrating as it is, I'm kind of like you got to hang in there. And, there's been a lot more dark days than, um, in the past that I've gone through. And I understand what financial, hardships are and what it means to own a business and a salon. I did that for many, many years. And I live in the South where we have to close down for hurricanes. So I've had to close down my salon for that kind of stuff. And, we will get through this. And I really feel, for as crazy as this sounds, that the industry is going to come back stronger because of that.
Yes, it will. So did you hear what she's saying? Okay, you guys have this time. You're at home, you're with your family. Your job is to look for people and things that are going to inspire you to take your business to the next level. She is one of those people that you need to follow and you need to learn from to help you get to the next level. Okay? It's very, very important. Everybody went through a stall. No one's working. I had a big show also, and it got completely shut down. Right now, the whole main focus is to stay healthy and mentally, okay? Mentally okay. Because we're going to get through this. We are definitely going to get through this. Now, I see you on social media all the time and you're on the beach, and do you have any inspiration or kind of meditation or any advice on how you could advise people to stay mentally
and mentally healthy?
Strong, mentally healthy? Because I'll be honest with you, I have stylists and businesses that have not saved for a rainy day and are living like really at their means. And some people are fortunate, they still have a job and they still have a paycheck and they still do this. But I tell them, there's a lot of government things to help out, but it's hard to mentally go through this because I've been here before. I've lost, lost my business, borderline bankruptcy. All right. I know what it feels like to just eat beans, for weeks and months to survive, and I made it back up, and that's why I'm doing these kind of messages, because I've been through the downs and the ups and the downs with health and, business, and we always will get through this. But you have a way of talking to people and being so positive and inspiration. Do you have any guidance to help people with this?
Totally. So the biggest thing I can say right now is you got to stay mentally focused in times like this, and practicing things like routines to keep your mental clarity on point and healthy. And when I say routines, I am getting up every morning still like I would be going to work. I'm getting up, I'm doing my exercise. I have actually now taken the time to get back into yoga, which I used to do. I don't know why I got out of it. It's like the most mentally clarifying thing that I can do. And I've added that into my routine. But I've also I'm a goal oriented person, and goals got me where I'm at. So what I tell people all the time is you have to write lists, right? Whether it's on your phone. I'm actually still a paper and pen girl, and I've had this ridiculous list of to-dos going for, I swear to you, I think it's been a year and a half to 2 years. And every time I'd look at it, I would just get totally paralyzed. This is so overwhelming. And so I know what you're saying, and I know what stylists are feeling, because when you have so much information coming at you, we're talking about stimulus packages, we're talking about all this $2 trillion that Trump's, passed about aid and all this. And you get on these websites, and I went on yesterday to do my own research, and I was like, oh my God, I have 500 other things I need to do right now. And I can't even my brain's not breaking this down right now. You write a list And every day before you go to bed, take from your list of to-dos and transfer them on today's list. So like the to-do list can go on and on and on and on if you want it to, because that's how I mentally go, okay, I just need to do this. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I need to do it because if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget. Every day I look at that ridiculously long list and I put it on my next day's to-day list. And I go down that list every day and cross things off. And I won't put too much on that list. I know that I can always cross off and get, 5 things done or 3 things done. And you can always add another from the mentally draining list of to-dos onto that list and get it done. But it keeps you focused and it keeps you sane, because that's a hard thing. Not everyone's living in a beach area, and not everyone's like has the opportunity to go outside right now. And like keeping your mental health like together is going to be the way you're going to be able to focus and get yourself back on track when everything gets lifted. And the more preparation now you can do while we are sitting at home and while we can take the time, the better you're going to be. And there's apps that will like reset your mind. Like I use the Calm app, and it's like a meditation app. It just resets me. It like de-stresses me. And then there's an app, Downward Dog, and it's actually a yoga app. And I'm like, I don't like to go to the same yoga class. I can't go to the yoga class now anyways, but like, I get real, like, I got to have more stimulation than the same routine every day. And this actually does an automated new routine for you every time you log on. It's like virtual reality yoga. It's actually amazing. But I know right now, like they're running I think you can join for free. So, that kind of stuff to just get you, even if you do it for 10 minutes, it will get you like centered a little bit. And you can't expect miracles, but you've got to stay positive in a time like this, because this is it's the only way. You're not gonna, like, we as hairdressers take in everything. We're so sensitive emotionally, and like you've got to kind of figure out how to channel that, I think, right now.
I love what she is doing. You guys need to follow her and, just watch what she's doing on her stories every Wednesday and Friday. During these times, she is teaming up with different artists and having like in an inspirational talk of how, to get you, through these tough times, of course, right? I guess what I, wanted to like really have you on here is, you're a mentor and you're a leader, and your words, when you say words, they're truth. You've gone through your journey, your mistakes in life, and
Yeah.
I'm really big at seeing people like yourself that succeeded with hard work and sacrifice. And it hasn't always been perfect. I'm sure you went through your downs and your ups and your downs. And I always like to partner with people that, have failed in life and in business.
Oh yeah.
Because it's okay to do that. And everyone comes out of those kind of situations. But what I like about Daniela is that no matter who comes and talks to her, anybody, it could be anyone, she is the most real and down-to-earth person that I've met in this industry that has made it to the top, and she relates to the world. And I see a lot of influencers and a lot of artists that started with nothing, right? 100 followers and gaining millions. And the minute they get to that top, they change who they are. Okay? They change. And I'm going to tell you something. We could smell those people in 2 seconds. And in order to succeed in life, you have to be grounded. You have to be real. And you have to relate to everyone. Okay? When you relate to everyone, God loves you. Okay? God loves you. got it. I don't know. I just love Daniela just because she's that person that is real and wants to help you and wants to help you get to the next level. And the failures of how, she failed, and I've failed in my life. That's why I respect her. When you fail and you come out of it, your mind shifts in a different way, and it just makes you real. I don't know. It makes
Yeah.
you real. And
Makes you real. It makes you humble. It makes you understand everyone's perspective, I think, so I don't, I've talked about some of my hardships and things on different panels, but my best year of my career was my worst year of my personal. And, to go through, like, nobody knew that while I was going through it, but to go through something like that and go, I just don't know if I'm going to get through this. I don't know if I'm going to still have the energy to keep my salon and be this face for all these brands. What if I'm taking on too much? What if I fail one brand because of another brand? Like, all that chitter chatter happens to me as well. And people sometimes, they just think everything's like, rainbows and unicorns, but it's not. And it, you know I can honestly, I've made a million mistakes. I've made mistakes in my business. I've been a boss that was a micromanaging OCD control freak, and my staff, I had to walk out. I mean, like, I've literally, I try to say that I am a humble person. I am an authentic person. And like, when shit like that hits you, you're like, what the hell? I've done nothing but like provide a culture and an environment of growth and opportunity. And just because I'm traveling and it looks like I have this like insta fun life, it doesn't mean that not every hour that I was back at that salon, I was there at night when no one was there, restocking shelves. That shit didn't get done by itself, and that's just one example. Going through living in a marriage with a serial cheater for years and years and years, trying to like grow my business and, and grow in the industry. And in the back of my mind, I knew things weren't right, but I just couldn't bring myself to like admit it. Like that's another example. So like, I was doing one of my celebrities' hair, and she said it perfect one day. She's like, I have a love-hate the stories, and because of the posts, and I'm trying to remain positive, obviously, everything's just always dandy and fun, and like, no one, we don't often put our real crap out there. I try a little bit, but I also want to always remain in a positive light about it, because I think that, your story can inspire other people. And if you're not telling your story, people don't know. So, I try to keep a positive spin on it, but, that goes both ways for inspiring other stylists in the industry, as well as, keeping it real with your clients. I said on a podcast the other day, start setting up those expectations with your clients now. What is it going to be like when you guys do get back into the salon? Are you going to be able to have a 15-minute conversation about their family? No, you're going to have to work, and like get those conversations out of the way, as much as you can right now, because like, you're going to take in all that energy, right? They haven't talked to you. You're like their therapist. They're just going to want to come in and unload, and you're already going to be backed up. So like, set those expectations up right now and be honest with your guests, and just be like, look, I love you. I love all my clients. And like, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this next month when we get back in, and, don't take it personally. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I know like everyone wants to talk about this. I just need you to understand that like I'm literally trying to squeeze in months of work. So that's my best advice.
And Danielle, again, I want to say thank you for being on here. You're amazing. You're an inspiration. And guys, go and follow her. I'll put her all in
Thank you.
information on here. I love you
Thank you, love.
with all my heart. And thank you all for watching.